Welcome to a supermarket. We need to do a food shop, so come with us and let's learn all the English vocabulary you need for food shopping. Let's go!
Welcome. The first thing we need to do is we need to pick up a trolley. In the UK we call it a shopping trolley, in the US they call it a cart. So come shopping with me and I will talk you through all of the aisles I walk through and all of the different sections I look at. Here I am looking absolutely thrilled, ready to tick things off my shopping list. My absolute favourite section, the bakery section. Oh, I could do some damage here. Reduced to clear just means that the items have been reduced. The price is less than it was initially because they want to clear the shelves and make room for new items. So if you see that word reduced, it means the items are cheaper. So go there if you want to buy some bargains. British people will often call this section the fruit and veg section. We don't even say vegetable, we just say fruit and veg. Here I am looking in the meat, fish and poultry aisle. Poultry are birds, so think chicken, turkey, duck, that's poultry. Oh look, the sign there says poultry. Next up, we are in the dairy section, and this is where you will find milk, eggs, cheese, butter, but I am buying some alternative milk because we don't really like drinking real milk because it gives us a tummy ache, so we buy alternative milk. Here I am looking for Elsa because I'm in the frozen section or the frozen aisle. So here is where I will buy foods that are frozen. If you see a sign that says Challenge 25, that just means if you want to buy an age-restricted product like wine, then if you look under 25, they are probably going to ask you for some identification, but if you look older than 25, they probably won't ask you. As we are in the UK, this is the crisps, not chips, the crisps and snacks aisle. Most supermarkets will call this aisle sauces and seasonings. And most supermarkets will call this either the household section or the cleaning aisle. And here you will find all of your cleaning products for the household. I'm finished with my shopping, so now I'm going to check out at the till and I'm going to put all of my products onto this conveyor belt. Then all of my shopping gets put into shopping bags or carrier bags, and then it becomes a noun. This is my shopping. I am taking my shopping to the car. And we're home. We're back with all of our items and we're going to look through all of them and improve your vocabulary. Let's go. What's the first thing in the bag? What we got?
Bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas, we all know.
So we've got some bananas now. If I wanted to eat this banana, what am I going to do with it?
Peel it.
Peel it. So peel is the verb, but also the stuff that surrounds the banana is...
A peel.
Yeah,
a banana peel.
So you've got the banana peel, but you also peel the banana. So bananas, great start.
Cool. We have a carton of eggs.
Carton, very important. So this comes in a carton usually. And it's actually half a dozen eggs. Do you know what a dozen is?
A dozen means 12.
So half a dozen is 6. We've got half a dozen eggs. Are any of them cracked?
No. And you've always got to check. Well, you don't have to, but it's advised to check. Before. I do remember getting some eggs. My nan asked me to get some eggs from the butchers.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager. So I thought, I'm going to impress her. I'm going to run to the butchers and I'm going to get the eggs and I'm going to run back.
Oh no.
And I didn't think. And I ran to the butchers. I put the eggs in just a carrier bag.
Oh no.
And then I ran home and all of the eggs were cracked.
Oh no.
And broken. Ruined.
What have we got next?
Anchovies. I've never bought anchovies before, but here I am. And because I'm going to make some lovely pasta this week.
That's nice.
Very salty.
In a tin, and I appreciate this because the tin's got an easy open little tab. I don't like...
A tin opener. No,
I don't like using a tin opener.
No, you don't. You can't use a tin opener.
I don't know how to use a tin opener. It really stresses me out. So you having a little pull tab, love that. Really, really good.
Baby sweet corn, lovely.
Baby sweet corn, also known as baby corn. I think it's just baby corn here. Yeah, love baby corn. So nice.
Very rogue this week. Very rogue this week. Chilies. Because I'm making something with chilies and anchovies this week.
I'm scared of this a bit because I don't really do spice. So you're making a pasta this week and you've brought a chili and I'm a bit worried about it.
Medium heat. It'll be fine. I'm gonna use one, and
you're gonna use it sparingly.
Probably, but the recipe doesn't mention anything about removing the seeds.
The seeds are the spicy bit. I like that we've got a bag each. I quite like that.
We've got some
nice
sourdough bread.
A sourdough, and I think the word they use on here is, yes, a sourdough bloomer. That's nice. You might see that in the UK. I don't know if you'd see it in the US, but a bloomer is like a big loaf. It's just another word for a loaf.
Is it because it grows out? It blooms like that, yeah.
So it kind of insinuates that it's very fluffy inside. It's going to be a nice, good loaf. So that is a brown sourdough bloomer.
And sourdough is alive, isn't it?
I don't know if it's alive now.
It has like bacteria in it or something.
Yeah, it's good for your gut. And it says here, the adjectives they use are tangy and nutty. Oh. Useful.
Lovely, lovely. What's in your bag, Laura?
Oh, are we not doing one bag?
Well, let's mix it up.
Okay. So I've got, now I'm not proud of this. I'm really not proud of this. It's not very eco-friendly, but I like to have a salad every day. So these are my salads, but I buy boxed salads. So in here it's got like lettuce, tomatoes and red onion. And it's not very eco-friendly because they come in individual plastic boxes.
We do recycle the boxes.
We do recycle the boxes, but it's so much easier than like getting the lettuce, cutting the onion.
Do you think that you would ever do that?
It's just a lot, because I have a salad every single day. I would spend my whole life cutting onions, and I hate cutting onions because it makes me cry. So those are my salads for the week, because we're only eating here for 2 days, and then we're going somewhere else.
This is part of your meal deal.
Welcome to the UK. So in the UK, most UK supermarkets...
And this is part of my meal deal.
Have we got all the elements of the meal deal? So most UK supermarkets will do something called a meal deal. So that is usually, is it £4? £3.50?
It used to be £3. Now it's £3.50. It's £4, but if you have some kind of membership, like a club card or something with the supermarket, it makes it £3.50. Bad. It used to be £3.
You get a main, and you can choose. It's normally a sandwich, or I normally have sushi, and then sushi. If you're from Japan watching this, I'm so sorry. It's not real good sushi. It's UK sushi. I'm very sorry. And a drink.
Orange juice.
And a snack. So that could be anything from crisps to chocolate bar, some fruit. I've got these chicken satay skewers because they're good for protein. It's all about protein.
Got salt and vinegar crisps. I do think that you can tell a lot by somebody by the meal deal that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Like if somebody has a ham sandwich, water and ready salted crisps.
Boring guy. No offence.
Possibly. Whereas if you have... I think that's a very, very...
Look at this. Sushi, chicken satay, protein and a fruit smoothie.
Yeah, not bad.
Health queen.
Not bad.
Health queen. Next up, we have prawns, cooked and ready to eat because I'm lazy and I just want to put them in the meal and just make it.
Yeah, because you can get uncooked prawns that are grey, is that right?
Yeah.
I love prawns. I love prawns. I really want you to open them now, and I would eat all of them.
My grandmother does that. She just buys a pack of prawns and just eats them.
Yeah, I would do that as well.
Yeah.
I remember my mum used to buy prawns, actually, and I used to have a bowl of prawns. Oh, that takes me back.
Hey Bez, I think we should probably tell them another great way to learn English vocabulary. I know our videos are great, but English learners could always use some extra help. I've looked at lots of English learning apps in my time, and Elsa Speak is really amazing and unique.
Is Elsa Speak the one that uses artificial intelligence to correct your English speaking and pronunciation mistakes?
Yeah. You get scored on your pronunciation, intonation and fluency compared to a native speaker. And it's so good because you get detailed feedback instantly, just like having an English teacher in your phone.
Imagine having a little version of us in your pocket. Wouldn't that be nice? Hello.
Elsa Speak also helps you to learn phrases and sentences for daily communication.
And helps you improve your speaking skills as well.
Elsa Speak currently has more than 1,600 lessons and over 40 topics for you to practice.
I'm sure food shopping is on there too.
There's also great community features for you to learn from people all over the world.
You can learn about topics like business,
travel,
job interviews,
entertainment,
food.
We could go on for hours.
It also has an amazing dictionary that helps you pronounce any words or phrases.
As English teachers, we honestly love it. It feels so responsive and adaptive.
It's the closest thing to working with an English teacher without actually working with an English teacher.
Yeah, it was no problem. So, how are you? Yeah, it was no problem. So, how are you? Yay!
That's cool. Have you seen any great horror movies lately?
This is really cool. Yes, I saw a film called Longlegs with Nick Cage. Have you seen it? Let me... Ah! Has she seen
No,
it?
I haven't seen it yet.
What did you think
What
of
did
it?
you think of it?
Tell her what you thought of Longlegs.
It started off okay, and I was excited to see where the story was going to lead, but the ending wasn't great.
Use the first link in the description or scan the QR code you see on screen to download Elsa for free and get 7 days pro membership for free. And use the other link in the video description to get 85% off a lifetime membership.
Or 40% off a 1-year membership.
You're welcome. Okay, what do we have next, Bedouin?
We just have some more salad. Laura has the boxes of salad. I have the bags of salad.
Yeah. Yours is rocket and baby leaf.
I don't even know what baby leaf is. Mayonnaise.
But we call it mayo. I call it mayo. I'm not calling it mayonnaise. And it's light mayo, which means if the word light comes before a food item, it normally means it's less in calories or it's a bit healthier for you. So light mayo is the less fatty, less calorific, there's a good word, less calorific version of full fat mayonnaise. So you've got light or full fat. Full fat means like you've got everything in there.
Do they call it full fat mayonnaise, and do they just call it mayonnaise?
No. So mayonnaise on the shelf is mayonnaise. But if you're comparing it to light mayonnaise, you might say, oh, I used to have full fat mayo, but now I have light.
Some people might say normal mayo.
Yeah, normal mayo, but if you're making the comparison, I think full fat, light.
Yeah. Some peppers.
Peppers, lovely. In the US, they call these bell peppers, but we just call them peppers in the UK. Not to be confused with pepper. So salt and pepper, no plural. Peppers, these guys.
Is it because in America, in the US, they call the chilies that we've bought peppers also, like chili peppers, and they call these bell peppers?
Yeah, it probably does make sense, because I think these and the chili are in the same family, aren't they? So it probably makes sense to go bell peppers, chili peppers, but we just say chilies and peppers.
Yeah.
You don't need anything else. Oh,
Mushrooms.
I love mushrooms so much.
Laura really likes mushrooms.
I love mushrooms. I used to hate mushrooms, but now I love them. So the version we have are chestnut mushrooms. There's lots of different types. We've got you can get button mushrooms. They're quite nice and little. But I like chestnut mushrooms because they have a very satisfying peel when you peel them off.
That's true. You're like peeling the mushrooms. Fungus?
Yeah. Essentially just a fungus.
It's just fungus.
It's
fungi.
just fungus. Why did the mushroom go to the party?
Because he was a fun guy.
Because he was a fun guy.
Great.
Take that one to work tomorrow. We've got some flat leaf parsley.
We usually buy now the what would you call them? The powdered parsley?
No, just parsley in a little
dried parsley.
Dried parsley to just shake on your food. But this is the fresh stuff.
Because I'm making this very special pasta.
I'm very excited for this pasta.
It's going to be mediocre.
So parsley is a herb that you would garnish your food with. It's a garnish. You wouldn't sit there and eat it, but you sprinkle it on your food as a garnish.
I watched the film the other day, and they didn't call them herbs. They called them herbs, because in the US they don't say the H, do they?
No, yeah.
Herbs.
You say herbs.
Yeah.
But we say herbs. Now, thick noodles. I'm so sorry if this is your local cuisine to your country, because we've bought straight to wok. So it's kind of, they're already cooked a little bit, and all you need to do is just put them in the wok and they're ready to go. It's lazy.
Do they make straight to wok pasta? Straight to plate pasta? They should.
Like already made pasta?
Yeah.
I don't think it would last as well as noodles. I think noodles, you can preserve it. Suddenly all our illnesses come out. Now this is one of the examples of when a brand name has become the name, is synonymous with it. So the most popular, this is washing up liquid. Washing up liquid is used for washing your dishes. But Fairy has become the go-to brand in the UK. We only use Fairy, so we call it Fairy Liquid.
We don't only use Fairy.
But because it's the most famous one, even if this wasn't Fairy branded, I would still call it Fairy Liquid.
People just call it Fairy Liquid, and Fairy Liquid means washing up liquid.
Yeah, it's what you put on your dishes.
Not for absolutely everybody in the UK, but a lot of people do. And if somebody said, "Have you got any Fairy Liquid?" people know what they mean.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this brand. Next, we have a punnet of blueberries. Fruit like blueberries, strawberries will come in. We call them a punnet. So a punnet of blueberries, a punnet of strawberries. I like putting blueberries on my salad because it adds a nice juicy, fruity
zing.
Yes, lovely. We've got some breakfast bars or cereal bars, which people think are healthy, because they're like, oh, it's cereal, but it is essentially just like chocolate and oats and stuff. But I love these because they are 78 calories. They've got a bit of chocolate on them, and it's made out of oats and cereal and chocolate.
Do people care about calories now?
Well, it's good to be aware.
I thought people agreed that calories doesn't mean anything.
It does mean something, but calories is energy. So you want to be... I personally like to put the amount of calories in my body that I need... I just like to be aware of them, but I'm not counting calories. Yeah. That's the bad thing. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't have this because it's blah, blah, blah. But I just like to be aware. Okay, whoa. Tuna.
Again, for my pasta, my famous pasta that I'm making. This pasta better be nice. So this is like 90% of the video is this pasta that I'm making tomorrow.
Bit of tuna. Normally comes in a tin. We've bought it in some kind of pot.
Because the recipe that I'm using tomorrow tells me that I need to cut up the tuna into like flake it up, make it flaky. But this is already flaky. I'm so lazy.
Talking about lazy, oh man, very lazy garlic. So the garlic has been chopped already and it's kept in like oil maybe? Or white wine vinegar.
It's very strong.
Very strong.
Very strong, which means that you get a lot more flavour than if you just use a garlic clove.
Who has the time? When you cook as much as we do, because we cook from scratch every day.
Every day.
If I'm cooking from scratch a meal every day, I cannot be bothered to sit and chop garlic when I could literally buy it in a tub like that.
I enjoy the process of cutting garlic though. When I make pasta...
Yeah, once every 2 weeks, but we use a lot of garlic.
I make pasta quite a lot.
No, I'm saying like if you only had to chop it like once every 2 weeks, it's fine. But
of course.
We use garlic so much.
Yeah.
Next, we've got some butter, some unsalted butter. And fun fact, if you're just taking a little bit of butter for something, we call it a knob of butter.
Do you?
So we say, put a knob of butter in that pasta. So it's an unspecified amount, like just a little bit of it, a knob of butter. Hoisin sauce. Love hoisin sauce.
Hoisin sauce. It's become quite popular in this house recently, hasn't it? Really.
As has rice wine vinegar.
My couscous for my salad. I put it in a cup. Put some hot water on the top, make some couscous, mix it up, put it on my salad. It's lovely.
Yeah, we love a bit of couscous on a salad.
I'm noticing that we're very just like quick with our food. We cook a lot, but when we cook, we are still quick, I think.
Yeah. But I think because we're cooking all the time, we need to go for things that are going to make it a little bit easier. Because I don't...
Yeah, I'm not going to make my own couscous.
Yeah.
I was going to say grow my own couscous there, but you don't grow couscous.
Where does couscous come from? Is it a grain? Wheat. Yeah, it's wheat.
It's a grain.
Okay, next we have honey.
We call this squeezy honey because you just squeeze it out.
Again, making it easier.
Very lazy though.
But it's not lazy, it's just if I'm choosing honey in a jar, honey in this, one of them I have to get a spoon, and when you
I think this is cheaper.
Yeah. And
it's not as good as
it's probably not
as good.
But when you spoon the honey out and you're trying to pour it in, the honey never comes, all of it comes off the spoon.
Yeah, it gets stuck on the spoon.
Whereas this, I can just go, and then all the honey I need is in the thing.
What would you call? No, not quite. Okay. What would you call a noun for this? A dollop of honey?
Ooh, that's a good one. A dollop of honey, a spoonful of honey normally is how they do it.
A spoonful of honey makes the lemonade go down? Oh yeah, sugar.
For a spoonful of sugar.
Oh yeah, not a spoonful of honey.
Spoonful of honey. Okay, now this is again a bit lazy.
It's lazy.
It's so lazy. So we like to have chicken in our salad, so we just buy like sliced chicken in a box. But you know what we should do? We should roast a full chicken. I said this last time. We should roast a full chicken on a Sunday, have some of it with our roast dinner, and then cut the chicken up and the rest of it we use in the week.
Let's do that.
Let's start doing that because this is bad for the environment. All this plastic, it's not good. Exposed. Smashing English exposed. Okay, now another fun fact about our households. We are both a little bit, me more than Berwyn,
lactose intolerant.
A bit not great with dairy, so I wouldn't say I'm lactose.
What happens when you drink milk, Laura?
I have a very bad tummy. So I wouldn't say that we're lactose intolerant. I would say that dairy doesn't agree with me. It doesn't like me very much. So I can have like chocolate and little bits, but if I had a full glass of milk or if I had cereal with milk in it.
Yeah, or like a bowl of yogurt.
Exactly. So we have milk alternative. We have alternative milks. Alternative milk. We have almond.
And oat.
Oat for my coffee and almond for cereal and tea. We've got some paprika because paprika I put in, I want to say everything.
Everything. Let us know in the comments, does paprika have a taste? Because Laura thinks that paprika doesn't have a taste. Laura thinks that it just adds colour to the food.
So I don't think it tastes or anything. So when I'm making let's say like a noodle dish or something, I'll chuck the paprika on just because then it looks a nice colour. It goes a bit red and it's a cool colour, but I can't taste it. Next up, we have some washing up sponges to go with the washing up with the fairy liquid. So washing up sponges is probably what I'd call them.
Very lazy again! Ginger puree. So Laura doesn't want to. You don't want to chop up some ginger.
No, sometimes I do. There are some recipes where it needs
grated ginger and things like that.
But
I'm sure if they sold that, we'd buy that.
That's if I'm making a sauce. So if I'm making a sauce, it's so much easier to put the puree in rather than... Because otherwise you've got bits of ginger in your sauce.
Yeah, true.
Please give me tips in the comments. Any like cooking tips, by the way.
Yes, please do.
Next up, we have some almond butter because I really like almond butter on my breakfast because I normally make... Here's a recipe for you. So this is my breakfast. I get some bananas, some oats, some eggs, some maple syrup, some cinnamon and some vanilla. That's all.
Vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract. Some tablespoon of baking soda. Mix it all together. Put it in the oven. And then it makes like a banana bread. But it's really healthy because it's just bananas, oats and eggs. And then I have a slice of that in the morning. And I put a bit of this on it for some extra energy because almond butter's got lots of good energy in it. And that's my breakfast.
Exciting.
There you go.
Riveting.
And we have some golden syrup, which is new. We've never bought this before.
I used to have... Did you used to have that at home?
No.
No. We used to have that and the treacle. There's like a green tin, which is a syrup one, and then there's this treacle, which is like... It's like black.
It's like black sugar. It's
yeah,
just sugar.
and it's like a red tin.
So what are you hoping to do with this?
So I have porridge in the morning. So I have porridge oats in the morning, and I used to have it with milk. Tell me if again, please let us know. I used to have it with milk. Normal milk. But now I'm trying to have just water. So I have a bowl of porridge oats. I put water in the bowl. I kind of mix it up a little bit, put a little bit of salt in it, and then I put it in the microwave and put like 2 minutes, and then it's just done, really. But I want to put something on the top, so I'm thinking of maybe getting into putting banana on the top with some syrup.
You know what's an interesting thing about this? It's got the royal crest on it, so I'll put a better picture so you can see it. So some foods in the UK have the royal crest on them, and it means that that company has been approved and, what's the word? What does it say here? Appointed by the
royal family.
By whoever the monarch is. So there's a system where the royal family say, that company is so good, what they make is so good, we're going to promote it as the royal family. So if it's got the crest on it, it means it's been approved and appointed by the king.
Does that mean that the king has to eat all of these things?
I don't think so.
Like, for example,
what's it say?
This says, by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen.
May she rest in peace.
So... the Queen likes this. That doesn't really mean that Charles likes it.
I don't think it means she likes it. I think it's a way of the royal family rewarding kind of like quality British companies that make quality products.
Does Fairy Liquid have this?
Does it have the seal? Oh, no. That's it.
Is that everything?
That is everything. Look at that. Well done for being here. I hope you picked up some little bits of vocabulary along the way and that was useful for you. If you enjoyed this video, what should they do?
Subscribe.
And
we
give it
make
a like.
new videos all the time. All the time. You don't want to miss the videos that we make.
If you want an English lesson with either of us, look at the links in the description down below. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, that's the name of the Instagram. Thank you so much for watching and we will see you next time.
Bye bye.
Ta-ta.